Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be solving unique paths 3 problem. So the problem statement is given on a two-dimensional grid. There are 4 types of squares. One represents the starting square. There is exactly one starting square. 2 represents the ending square. There is exactly one ending square. And 0 represents empty square we can walk over. And -1 represents obstacles that we cannot walk over. Return the number of 4 directional walks from the starting square to the ending square that walks over every non-obstacle square exactly once. Let's understand this problem statement with an example. So I'll take the first one. So we have given a two-dimensional grid with and each element, each item can have either 4 values 0, 1, 2 or -1. So 1 represents the starting position or starting square, 2 is the ending square, 0 means we can walk over, -1 means the obstacle we cannot walk over. So we have to start from the starting positions and we have to reach to the ending position, and such way so that we have to walk over all the non-obstacles elements or non-obstacle squares. So, and also starting positions could be anything. In this example, its starting position is 0 0. It can be 0 1 or 1 0, anything. And similarly for ending positions. And from any square we can move to the 4 directional, the right side or right, left, top or bottom. And so here our starting position is 0 0. So from 0 0 we can move to the right. So right is 0 1, and from 0 1 we can move to the bottom. So bottom means 1 1, and from 1 1 we can move to the right. So this is the 1 1, so this is the 1 2, move to the right, and from 1 2 we can move to the bottom. So this is the 2 2. So here you can see from starting we have reached the ending square, end square from the starting square, but we haven't walked over all the non-obstacles squares. So this is not a valid solution. So we have to walk over all the non-obstacle squares or all the zero squares. And another thing, from any square we can move to the 4 directions. So if I take this example, so here our current position is 1 1. So from 1 1 we can move to the right. So right is the 1 2, or left is the 1 0, top is 0 1, and bottom, so bottom is 2 1. Okay, so and so here we will be using DFS approach. So we'll start from the starting position, and then we'll go to is all 4 neighbors like right, left, top, bottom, and for each neighbor we'll call the DFS. So here, so our starting position is 0 0. So from 0 0, so there are 4 possibilities. We can move to the 4 position like right 0 1, left 0 -1, top -1 0, and bottom 1 0. So these are the 4 moves. Now from here you can see these 2 are not valid, so we'll remove these 2, and so from 0 0, so these are 2 valid moves. So now again we'll call the DFS on this and then this. So if I call DFS on 0 1, So from 0 1 we can go to the right, like 0 2, or left is 0 0, or top is minus 1 1, or bottom is 1 1. Now from here also you can see this one is not valid, so we'll remove this one. And now another thing you observe, that we came to this position, this square 0 1 from 0 0. Now again we are going back to the 0 0. So in somehow we have to restrict that type of move. So we will be using one technique called backtracking. So whenever we visit any node, okay, so we'll mark that node as visited, because we came to 0 1, that means that is not obstacle, right? So whenever we visit any node, we'll mark that node, we'll set that node from that value to -1. So we'll marking that node as an obstacle. Okay, so that obstacle means we can not traverse that node anymore. So whenever our traversal is done, so we'll again reset that particular node, particular square. Okay, so this is the technique so we'll be using. So first we'll find out our starting position, and also we have to count the number of zeros. Then we'll start our DFS from the starting positions, and we'll call the DFS repeatedly to all valid children. So let's write down the code in Java. So first let's validate the input. If grade equals to null, or if grid is empty, its length is 0, or there is no columns in the grid, in that case we'll just return 0. Let's store the number of rows and number of columns into separate variables. Okay, now we'll find out the starting position, and also we'll count the number of 0 squares. So let's declare two variable, start x equals to, we'll initialize it with 0 equals to 0 and 0 count equals to, so we'll initialize it to 1. Now we have to loop through the two-dimensional grids. So this is simple, we'll just first run a loop for row and then for column. Okay. And here we'll check if the current square, if it's equals to 1, that means this is our starting square. So we'll set the start x equals to I and start y equals to j. Else if it's 0, that means it's the 0 square, so we'll increment the 0 count. So once this is done, so we'll get the starting positions and also the 0 count. Now let's write our DFS method. DFS, so it will take the grid, current grid, the x and y value, the current value of, and also m and n, and 0 count. So from here we'll just return the, we'll call and return the count. So we'll pass the grid. So yes, x is the start x, y is the start y, m, n, and 0 count. So here first let's validate the input. If x less than 0 or x greater than equals to m, or y less than 0, so these are not the valid input, y greater than equals to m, or if the current value, the current square is -1, that means the obstacle. So in that case we'll just return 0. Okay, now if the current square is 2, that means we reached the n square. So if it's 2, so here we have to check another condition, like the number of 0 count. So if the number of 0 count is 0, that means we have traversed all the non-obstacle squares. So in that case we'll return 1, otherwise we'll return 0. So if 0 count equals to 0, if it's 0 then only we'll return 1, otherwise we'll return 0. Okay, now so let's declare another array. So here we'll store all the 4 directions that we can move. So 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, -1, -1, 0. So these are the 4 directions we can move. So declare is also another variable, count 0. Now we'll loop over this direction array, then we'll call the dfs method. So we'll pass the grid and x plus 0 and y plus 1 and m, n, and here we visited one node, so we'll decrement the 0 count by 1. Okay, and then return count. So here before calling this method we have to do another thing. So we have to mark the current grid, current square as obstacle, because we saw the problem previously, like to avoid the visiting the same square. So we'll store the value of the current grid in a temp variable teaser xy, and then we'll set this current square with the value -1, because here you can see if it's a -1 we are not doing anything, and once we have visited all its neighbors, so we'll just reset this value to temp and we'll return the count. So let's run this. 0 count. Okay, so spelling mistake. Okay, so now we have to add the data type. spelling mistakes here as well. So now let's submit the code. Okay, so our solution is accepted. So now you can see we are here. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments or feedback, just let me know in the comment section below.